It's match week number 2 in the Premier League, and we're back with Between the Posts. He's Matt. I'm, of course, Jason. We're here to talk all 10 games, give you guys leans and bets for all of them, and also hear from you. We've also got the comment section open, so let us know what's on your mind for these 10 games. How's it going there, Matt?
It's going well. I mean, that was a really fun week one. Some kind of wonky results and some, that we predicted pretty well. So, yeah, I really wanted to just kind of start off the show with just what were some of your takes, really, after seeing some of the lineups, seeing how the games flowed and all of that.
I enjoyed the first match, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal, I thought, looked really, really stinking good. Palace, I don't know if it was looking bad or was a one game off for them, but boy, was expecting a little bit more of a competitive match from Crystal Palace. Thought they didn't deliver. From a personal standpoint of Manchester United, tough team to bet. I don't know if you're just thinking Manchester United, I understand how you're still backing them and thinking, but if you're betting them on like what you're seeing, I don't know how you're getting behind that team in really any incapacity. I thought Chelsea obviously looked pretty good. Tottenham looked good. Liverpool, that's probably what you said maybe there in the opening there, some unfortunate results or things you didn't quite predict. That was a good match week number 1.
Yeah. There were some surprise results, I thought, Bournemouth, I thought that they played pretty well, getting an early goal on a set piece and, and then scoring another one late. That was nice. Southampton didn't look too good. One team that I like the one bet that I'm really targeting right now in the midweek, I thought that Wolves looked pretty good. I thought that they looked back to their old kind of selves. There's a couple things there that they could clean up. Looks like they're going through a little bit of like a philosophical change. Some players, that are used to playing like a wing back role are now probably playing, in a back four. And there's some of those notes kind of that I had, like Nori, their left back, who I rate pretty highly. He was the issue there on the Rodrigo goal. All he had to do is just play it safely, play a lot smarter than what he did, and he tried to dribble out of trouble. So you just, it's like those things where, is this guy more of a wing back, or is it just going to take a little bit of time for him to adjust, and it should be fine. But little things like that. So thought it was a pretty good match week 1. Yeah, some results went my way, some didn't. The Holland anytime goal scorer at minus 125.
That's crazy.
That was one that we really highlighted. That was the best bet on the entire slate, I think. So that one felt good.
Yeah, I ended up adding that to my card. Once Vardy didn't score and I was raging about Vardy screwing our parlay, I was like, well, I'm definitely going in on Haaland now because he's getting goals. So yeah, I unloaded on Haaland and got a piece of that. You look at the odds for that match, and we'll get to it at some point. That was just so tough to bet. I don't know how you bet that match against Bournemouth. I do have an angle in that. I am going to go ahead and bet it. But, man, the odds on that one are super crazy. West Ham did nothing, 1 shot on target. They're going to be tough all season long. All right, let's jump into it. Anything else, or you want to jump into it?
Yeah, other than the City formation was a back two. It was a 2-7-1, a 2-7 Holland. Playing Cancelo and Walker as midfielders essentially, like that was just insane. The way that they controlled West Ham, they made them look like a championship side.
Yeah, it was nice to see. Speaking of Manchester City players, Zinchenko, I thought he was one of the best players for Arsenal on that left-hand side. Boy, did Zinchenko look really good. Almost had a goal there with his left foot. Martinelli he missed, not a sitter, but boy, he missed an easy one or a few minutes before that. Yeah, yep. Zinchenko I thought looked really good for Arsenal.
Yeah, the Zinchenko thing and who else looked really good was Jesus. Yep. He didn't get a goal, but oh my gosh, did he look good out there.
Yeah, they're going to be – I look forward to talking to them. I think they're the second or third game we get to here when they take on Leicester. So let's jump into it then. Let's talk about this first game that goes on Saturday morning. It's Aston Villa versus Everton. You got Gerrard taking on Lampard. Lampard's got the most wins against Gerrard than any other player. He's also got the most appearances versus Gerrard, but he's got the most wins at 16 going on against Gerrard. So I look at this matchup. Surely Villa is certainly going to bounce back at home. The 2 goals they gave up to Bournemouth were both set-piece goals, so not like they gave anything up in open play. When I look at this Everton squad, though, I'm trying to figure out where the goal is coming from again this week. Obviously not a Chelsea caliber, but still a back line and a goalkeeper that I love. I'm not seeing how Everton can score. Still no Calvert-Lewin. They do get Rodon coming back from the red cards, but still no Townsend, no Calvert-Lewin. Obviously, Richarlison's gone. I don't know how they're scoring. I'm targeting like a clean sheet kind of ish area, and I don't really know how many Villa's going to get, because if Everton kind of does something similar to Chelsea, maybe they only get 1 goal, like Chelsea could only get 1 goal, and obviously theirs came on a penalty. So I just like the angle of Everton not scoring. They're going to continue struggling in my mind.
Yeah, I think that this game should probably be pretty low scoring. I think that I would look towards unders. All the primetime games, the Friday night primetime with Arsenal, that one went under.
Yep,
The Man City primetime, we were on that one, which was great start to the season. And then the Chelsea Everton was an under. And I think that Everton just looks like a team that's going to be an underside. I just don't see them scoring a lot. If you look at the last 4 head-to-heads too, Villa have won 3 of 4, and the other one was a 0-0 draw. So they've collected 10 points in their last 4 in this head-to-head. So I'm looking at Villa here, and I'm looking at unders. I do think that your clean sheet makes total sense. So could be a Villa and under 4.5, Villa and under 3.5, something like that. If you wanted to combine them, just to get it back to, more like even money or even a plus price. That makes sense. And then, this one could be one of those where it's just like, I don't know which one I like more. So I maybe just do 2 singles, take Villa and take under 2.5, something like that. I'd be surprised if you lost both of those bets. So I like Villa here to bounce back, like you mentioned, on the road to Bournemouth, a team that's just coming up. They concede an early set piece goal, kind of is what it is. And Everton looked they were dominated by Chelsea. We talked about that game script. Villa, they're better at every position, really. They're slightly better at every single position. And so for me here, I think that Villa bounce back.
I think they do. I'm not a big money line player, but I agree with you. If I was going to do it, I would probably drop on that under 4.5, and maybe you go from minus 120 to something around even money, or maybe plus odds. I like adding the under 4.5 aspect for sure. For sure, love that. All right, let's keep it going here on this next one. It's Arsenal versus Leicester. Obviously, everybody knows in a Leicester match, I like over 2.5 goals, but I'm not so sure of that right here, folks. Look, the last 2 head-to-heads, Arsenal's won them both 2-0, 2-0. They've even got the last 3 head-to-heads. They've won all 3 of those. I'm not sure over 2.5 may hit in this one. I'm liking Arsenal. I'm really liking it. Obviously, they dominated Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, where Palace played really stinking good last year. I do like Arsenal to get the win. I certainly like that. From a team total perspective, you got to go all the way up to 2.5, though, to get good value. I'm not willing to go that high to say they'll score 3 goals. I'm not willing to say over 2.5. I'm not willing to say both teams will score. I'm in a tough spot in terms of what the odds have given me in terms of betting this. But, yeah, I like Arsenal to get the job done and keep collecting 3 more points.
Yeah, this one is tough. I think it's Arsenal and unders here. I think that Arsenal have what it takes to really control matches. I thought that they controlled Palace brilliantly. Their back 4 looks so solid. And, when they have – the midfield like they did last week, they can control the matches better. So, look, Arsenal have won the last 3 head-to-heads. They normally do really well against Leicester. This is kind of a matchup that they've done well in for, I don't know, it looks like they've won 4 of 5.
Yeah.
In this one. So I like Arsenal here. I think that this is a different type of version of Arsenal. I think it'll still be close. I think it probably is decided by like 1 goal, and it'll be a little nervy. But Arsenal at home here, I think that they're worthy of getting either combined in a 2-teamer or Arsenal and under 4.5 or Arsenal and under 3.5. I see this one as they're going to be able to control this matchup, and I don't think it's going to be a crazy goal fest.
Okay, I agree. So you're thinking either a parlay piece or maybe you do your under 4.5 again? Maybe like an Arsenal
Yeah,
under
yeah. I
4.5.
mean, let me take a look and see what that is. Also, one little nugget that I was just picking up on, and a really important website, I think, for anyone that's watching and likes to bet this league is premierinjuries.com. I'm going through, just went through again Everton. So think about Everton. They lost Ben Godfrey last week in
Yep.
that really bad injury. He had surgery on a fractured fibula. And then Mina is out. And whenever Yerry Mina is in, Everton seem to be able to hang with teams a little bit better. He's a good center half. And when he's out, like he's out a lot, they've struggled. He sustained an ankle ligament injury. He's going to be out for a while. So that's a big miss. I think they signed a center half maybe this week. But yeah. So, yeah, I like Arsenal and unders. I like Villa and unders. Those are the first two, really.
I'm wondering, you can get Villa team total over 1.5 at minus 105. Maybe I have to give that one some consideration. It's near even money. Interesting stuff. All right, the next matchup here is Brighton versus Newcastle. When I look at this one, I see an underfest. Love what Newcastle's doing. Obviously, we talked about Nick Pope, the addition. We talked about him last weekend, even on the season preview show there. Brighton, okay, got 2 past United. I'm not high on that team, even though I'm a unhappy supporter. I'm certainly not high on that team. But I see an under. I have a hard time picking a winner. I could draw. Certainly not going to pick a winner between Brighton versus Newcastle. I lean under 2.5 goals. It's priced about right.
I really am struggling with this one. This one is tough. If I had to bet it, I would bet the draw. I draw the line through the middle here. I mean, I don't know who has the edge. I would have to wait on lineups to find any. I love what Newcastle's doing, though. When I went back,
Yes.
I watched all the highlights. God, they dominated that match. I mean, we talked about the continuity that they had, and how much of a factor that could be in that match against Forest, and it proved, that they were. I thought that Newcastle could have scored 5. That's when I watched it back. It looked like they were close many other times to scoring too. And then they had that worldy. I mean, they could have had a couple before that. So these are 2 teams that I want to bet on.
Not when they're playing each other, right?
Not when they're playing each other. So it's just like, let me see here. Yeah, so they've got this one split down. I'd be looking at draw, or I would be looking at potentially Newcastle plus a quarter. Just getting that quarter head start, minus 130. I mean, I don't know. This one's tough. I really don't have a good feel for it.
I'm wondering let me look it up real quick. Okay, so maybe Newcastle double chance could also be a parlay piece at minus 170, or depending on what your choose is, maybe you do it alone. I don't know. But then
Possibly,
if Brighton wins, like, it's not going to be a big shocker. Any result in that game, nobody's going to win by a margin. So to your point, if you do either side at like plus a whatever, it's good. Nobody's getting blown out. Okay, 2-1 is probably the biggest it gets, so I don't see more than 3 goals.
I mean, like this, yeah. See, the over 2 is minus 175. 2.25 is 115.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
it's tough.
It's right where it should be. I think the books have this one. I don't have an edge here at all.
I agree. And this is the one. This is the match where I can't wait when we're sitting here at match week number 10, and I've got like an offside or a card edge. But one game in, obviously we don't know who's going to be offside heavy or card heavy or referee. We don't know that. If this was a match week 10, then I would maybe look forward to this one from a betting perspective. Otherwise, just sit back, watch it, and don't bet it.
Also struggle with who I would even want to pick in a goal scoring market. That's even tough. So
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, goal scoring market. They're always tough picking who's going to score at a Manchester City game. We believe it's going to be Holland a lot this season, but it is generally tough. You got Manchester City taking on Bournemouth. Obviously it's going to be one-way traffic here at the Etihad. It's get on Manchester City in what capacity. You can take their team total. You got to go all the way to 3.5 goals. So can they get 4 past Bournemouth? Sure. Bournemouth's not going to score. You can't even take City on the clean sheet. The City on the clean sheet I saw was minus 240, if I recall correctly, so you can't bet that. 2 angles I thought they were worth betting is Holland to get a brace at plus 195. Think he's going to get a goal, so you're saying 2-1 to get a second. Sure, I think they're getting 4 or 5 goals, so I like him at plus 195 for a brace. And then I think City can get 2 in the first half. They can come out, just jump on the newbies here in the Premier League, and for them to get 2 goals in the first half, or 2 or more, is at plus 124. otherwise, I'm not sure how you bet this match. Did you find any way to get behind City?
So I was about to ask. So I had two things circled, and they're both the same price, and you have to ask yourself which one you'd rather have.
Mm-hmm.
Holland to be first goal scorer, and I think that that's the only way that you're going to be able to find a backable way to bet him this season, like especially when they're at home. The only way to do it is first goal scorer, or like you mentioned, a brace. That's the only way that I see it. I mean, he's only 7-1 on Barstool to have a hat trick here. So maybe you could find a way. Maybe there's some place where he's like 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
That one's always kind of a, maybe FanDuel has a little bit of a difference in price there, but those are the ones that I was looking at, Jason. I mean, Holland to score first. I like it. I think that he does score first. I think that this Man City team is going to change a little bit. Where yes, goals will still come in abundance from everywhere a little bit, but I think it will tweak a little bit towards Holland and him being just that main man. Um, so I guess
Yeah.
there's my question: which one would you rather have, Jason? Him to score first or him to have two?
Him to have two. Him to have two. The
Okay.
the price I gave out at 195, by the way, is on Barstools. The next best price was plus 135. Barstools has got a good price at almost 2-1. Yeah, I like him to score too. We saw last week. We don't know because Mahrez wasn't on the field. But the fact that he gave him the first one, now it's hard to rip it away from him. He's going to be the penalty kicker. I don't
Oh,
even.
oh yeah, he is. It's done. I saw
I
the
agree.
Guardiola comment.
Oh,
He
okay.
left a comment after the match. He said, "No one's like everyone was like frightened to like take the
Take
ball
the
away for
ball.
like what his reaction would be.
Okay.
Basically, like it's his. It's his. It's a done deal."
I think he's getting two. Does he score the first one? I don't know, but I think he gets. They're going to run it up on Bournemouth one way. I can't wait to get ball possession on this. If they give me a ball possession of around 30, I think I'll still take the over. You could see a 70-30 game here in ball possession. Shots on target. If Bournemouth is at 2.5, I'll take the under. They're not going to get anything in this match. They're not going to get anything.
What about this one? What about this one? Here's something that I've noticed with him. He scores all the time, and he always seems to score with his left foot. They've got it on Barstool here to score with left foot minus 190.
Two scores.
Can you? Will they allow? They probably won't allow the parlay there.
I
Yeah, they
don't think
won't.
they will. I can. I mean, above my personal cutoff, that would maybe be a parlay. I don't know. I like in Holland. I'm liking Holland to get a brace. I'm liking Holland to
I
get
mean,
a brace this week.
like when you look at that one, like Holland to score with his left foot, and Arsenal to beat Leicester is plus 125. Like that's not bad. That's digging. That's really digging deep, and I like it. I like that one. That one could potentially be on my card there.
Okay. All right. That's Manchester City versus Bournemouth. I don't know. Yeah, how else you really talk about that one? It's be one-way traffic the whole way. Let's do the next one here. It's Southampton versus Leeds. Good result by Leeds. Beating Wolves, getting that nice 2-1 result. Southampton got it taken to them by Tottenham, but we both expected that to happen. Nice 4-1 scoreline there for the Spurs. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I don't know. It's going to be
I,
probably low scoring. Can Leeds squeak out another one? I'm not too sure at St. Mary's. I'm not sure that they can possibly do that on the road here with Southampton getting their home debut in the season. Probably just lean under, and Jesse Marsh should probably in this kind of fixture will probably just say, let me just get points on the road throughout this season. I'll pick up 3 at home, but on a match like this against the Saints at St. Mary's, I'll just be good with a point and maybe get Leeds in some fashion, like plus a margin.
when I'm betting Leeds, I can still only look at goals because I just think that their back line isn't that great, and I do think that their front five is pretty quality. I mean, and here's my thing is I think that the best angle here is probably trying to find a way to get Leeds on side on the road here, plus a quarter minus 113 at Barstool. It makes more sense to me. Think about it. They've got the better goal scorer in Bamford. Um, we're looking at Harrison and Rodrigo, and Brendan Aronson had a brilliant debut, as did Tyler Adams. So Tyler Adams ran the most of any Premier League player
Hmm.
last week. He had the most tracked miles, basically, and then Aronson had like he had the most pressures And then he was so. But Aronson, I'm telling you, I think he's a poor man's Kevin De Bruyne a little bit. He is going to be good in this league. I just think that Leeds, with the ability up top to score goals, I think that they possess that. Like Southampton lean on somebody like James Ward-Prowse all the time. Like they're leaning on a midfielder from a set piece. He scored last week on a wonder goal, really, against Spurs to start that one. I think that Leeds are the better team here. Getting plus a quarter makes sense. You're getting a team that scores goals, has a better goal score. I would lean there.
What about Leeds team total? Can they get to 2 at plus 145 or 2 or more at plus 145? Both
I
teams
think that they can. I think that this goal. I think this game does have goals in it. But I do think that I would just rather be with Leeds. I don't think that Leeds get beat here. I don't. I think that they find a way here to at least scrape a point. I think that Marsh goes in there, like you mentioned. Let's not get beat here. Let's get off to a really nice start with a home win and away, at least grabbing a point. And the reason really is Bamford. Bamford to me over anyone that Southampton has up top. That's kind of the difference here.
they don't really have anybody up top. I mean, obviously last season they had Broja on loan there from Chelsea. They're going to be a team that needs to go in the market here and snag somebody out from loan, like a Broja from Chelsea if they decide to send him back out, or somebody along those lines. They need some help. They can't just go with one recognized striker and Armstrong, this campaign. That's going to get them right back out of this league.
I think so. I think that they're what showed last week is I think that they're in for a real battle. I think that they have the real opportunity to go down.
Looks like Leeds on the double chances minus 155. Maybe get that one in there in some capacity. But yeah, either way.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it on here now to Wolves and Fulham. Fulham, obviously, with the surprise result, obviously the entire weekend, they wrecked everybody's parlay because everybody was dropping in Liverpool, rightfully so. That was just a surprise result. Don't read too much into that, but credit Fulham. They were able to get the job done, and then Wolves dropping the 2-1 result there to Leeds that I previously mentioned. Expect Wolves to be better here at home at the Molineux. Can Fulham reproduce that away from their fans on the season debut? They obviously had a big match to get up for. This feels like a classic letdown spot. Now you're going on the road. The season started, so to speak. You're on match week number 2. I'm certainly going to back Wolves, I think, in this capacity in some fashion. I could also see an under 2.5 because we know Wolves don't score. They don't concede. And maybe just like I talked about Leeds just trying to get a point on the road. Well, Fulham's going to be in the relegation scrap all season long. So maybe they just want to get points on the road. I see under 2.5 in this one.
So Fulham just signed Diop from West Ham because they absolutely needed that. After watching Fulham last week, like Tim Ream, the United States center back who doesn't play for USA because he's not good enough. He was starting again for Fulham. I didn't even know he was still on the team. And then their left back.
The guy that
he was good last week. I thought that he played. Yeah, Anthony Robinson, our USA. He will be our left back at the World Cup. I thought that he did pretty decent against Salah. But so there's two teams basically that I like. I like Villa in that first match on their bounce back. They lose on the road last week. And then Wolves were on the road last week. And if you're looking at both those, so Wolves are plus 135 on the money line, Villa are minus 125. I think if you were to take both of those, I would be hard pressed for you to go 0-2. I think that one of them will win. I think that both of them should win. And so this is really the first play that I had circled. I think that Fulham, I think that they did really well. I think that if they play like that at home this season, then they'll stay up. I think that they had the fight, the energy. They took Liverpool in the first 40 minutes and made Liverpool, Liverpool didn't have like a good shot or shot on target really until 30, 40 minutes into this match, which is that's doing some really good work there then. Mm-hmm. But again, I think that both of their goals were fluky. I think that the first one, there was a foul on Jordan Henderson in the buildup. They go back, they don't even really look at it, and they still count the goal. It was kind of bullshit, really. I mean, it's one of those where they need to go back. VAR needs to go back. Henderson's fouled in the midfield. Fulham gets the breakaway. Fulham score. And then the second one was not a penalty, but it wasn't clear and obvious that they could overturn it. But it was not a penalty on Van Dijk, in my personal opinion. Just live, maybe it looked like it, but when you looked at it in slow-mo, I was surprised that they actually still didn't change that one and overturn it. So I think it was fluky-ish. I think that Wolves, here's my thing with Wolves. I love their front three last week. I love Podence, Neto, and then what the Asian who's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's from Korean, isn't he? If you're Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name. Yeah, Hwang Hee-chang or whatever. He is a great player. So he's leading the line. Jimenez is out. So that's the front three that they're going with, and it's just pace, dribbling. They've got all of it. There's not like a natural number 9 there, but they will cause so many defensive problems. Neves, Dendoncker, in that mid. Like, so I looked at their front six and was like, I love it. I love what they're doing here. And they came at Leeds, in the opening. They jumped on them. They could have been 2-0 up on Leeds. Hwang missed a big chance, and that could have put the game to bed. So for me here, I think that Fulham, they get up for that game. It's time for a letdown. I think that Wolves, tough first road match. They come more focused here in their first home one. I saw Wolves minus a quarter at plus 100. I think you can find it still at like minus 103 right now at Barstool. That makes a ton of sense to me. I mean, basically, like, are Wolves going to get beat here by Fulham at home? I would be shocked. And they did win the last time that Fulham were in the league. Wolves won both home and away. So, yeah, I like Wolves here.
Starting before we move on, I'm just wondering what their team total over 1.5 is. That plus 140 for a team total over 1.5 plus 140. Again, that's maybe not the best price. Just looking at DraftKings while we're just filming this show here. So Wolves team total over 1.5. All right, good. We both see that match generally the same way. We did get a question there. Traore is at Barcelona for Adrian that asked that question. So
he's back at Wolves. He was just back on loan. He's back.
My bad.
I don't think he played. He might be leaving the club. He's got a small hamstring injury.
Okay, my fault, Adrian.
Yep, he's got a small hammy, but he's good.
Adrian asked that, and maybe I'll get your opinion on this, Matt. Adrian asked this question as if that's a positive Traore starts. All that dude does to me is run like hell down the flank and can't deliver a quality ball in the box. I hate that guy. Yeah. Like, I would want him to be on the bench. If Adrian asked that question as a positive, to me, it's like, I hope he doesn't play.
He's great to come in at 70 because he can change the game. But that's it for me. And if he plays wing back, then I don't mind him there either, but I don't like him across the front line at all.
Yeah, I hate that player. I really hate him. And he's all oiled up, so you can just slide right off him as he runs past you.
A couple seasons ago, he was in form for like 2 months, and it was like, holy shit, this guy is so good. Or he has the potential to be so good, but he just isn't consistent.
I think you're right. 70th minute when the defense is already worn down, then you throw on that pacey guy. All right, let's move it over now. Let's talk. I think this is the last game on Saturday, if I recall correctly. It's Brentford versus Manchester United. I said it there in the opener. Everybody knows I'm a United fan. I don't know how you get behind this team. I was watching that game this past weekend and like said out loud to my wife, like, I don't even want anybody who's on the bench to come in the game. Like, there's nothing to even add. Well, I should say that once Ronaldo was on the bench. Once Ronaldo was on the pitch, it's nothing on the bench that you want to bring on. The starting 11 is terrible with McFred. I like Brentford on the double chance here. I absolutely like Brentford on the double chance. Thought they battled back really good against Leicester when they were down 2-0. Was able to get a result. They even had a third goal late that was called off. I like Brentford on double chance. I'm tired of backing Manchester United because of the name or because maybe I'm a fan and a supporter. I'm looking at the results and nothing. Again, they have no way they can even throw on come 70th minute to even change a game. Terrible team. I like Brentford here on the double chance. at
Yeah,
home.
I'm surprised. Yeah, double chance is a good price. Somewhere in that minus 110 to 120 range. It's pretty good. I remember watching this match last. So this was the last match of the year. It was at Old Trafford, I believe. It was either the last match or the second to last match last season, and it was on national television, and I watched it. And I remember Brentford coming at Manchester United in waves, and they were doing so well with Ericsson. They somehow could not score. Like it was one maybe that
This
like
was three
live.
zero United, May 2nd.
Yeah, yeah, United won, but Brentford were creating chances and creating problems, and that was at Old Trafford on the
Mm-hmm.
last day, with nothing really to play for both sides. You got to love Brentford's comeback spirit last week, going 2-0 down at the King Power, and Tony gets his goal to get off to a good start. He's a great player. I mean, he's somebody that I think that United should be kind of looking at is someone like a Tony if they wanted a striker. They signed Damsgaard from Sampdoria, who was really quality in the Euros for Denmark, and he looks like they say he models his game just like Ericsson. So they go and get the younger version of Ericsson, the younger Danish player, and I don't think he's going to probably start here, but I wouldn't be surprised if he sees some minutes. I don't want to bet this game, but if I did, I would have to be on Brentford here on the double chance.
I'm looking at
But
both
it's
teams to
just
score and over 2.5 while you were speaking.
I
Even
like
money.
okay. That's another good way to I think get in here is yeah both teams to score. What is that price?
That alone was
Minus.
minus 155 to tack on over 2.5 at even money.
I like both teams to score here. I don't. I think it probably does go over the 2.5. Last year, both matches between the two in the head to heads last year went over the 2.5. So that makes some sense to me. One of them was a BTTS, yes, and the
Mm-hmm.
the other one I mentioned, Brentford should have scored and they did not. So now it's back at home for Brentford. Yeah, I like Brentford in some capacity. I probably wouldn't. I'm probably not going to get involved with that, but yeah, BTTS that one needs to definitely be looked at a little bit. I like that one, Jason.
Yep, I think I'm going to do both teams to score and over 2.5, probably at even money. So it's good stuff. All right, let's keep it now. We got Nottingham going on against West Ham. Taking on West Ham here today, or not today, but over the course of the weekend. I think it's Sunday. Tough game with me with Nottingham. Being at home and what they'll want to do, being newbies. You mentioned what they did this past weekend against Newcastle. We obviously know West Ham. That's a game that we both watched up against Manchester City. Domination, but it's against Man City, so not going to hold that against them really at all. I don't know. Maybe probably an under. This West Ham, I don't know if they're going to be prolific, and I don't know if they're really going to be fighting for that top six. I could actually see them just outside of that top six, to be quite honest. So maybe lean an under here. Probably definitely not a match I'm going to be betting. Doesn't really inspire me too much with the newbie and a newbie that I don't know all that well. So I lean an under.
Yeah, I mean, this is like another team, it's kind of like that mid-table or better side when we talked about Villa, talked about Wolves, two proven mid-table sides. So is West Ham. All three of them on a bounce back situation here. I mean, West Ham, what are you going to, I mean, losing only 2-0 to City is pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah.
So, and they have more continuity than Forest. That I'm concerned about Forest right now. I think that Forest are a fade right now. I don't think that they will be for long, but I think that early in the season, with how many signings they made, and to try to get all of those players to quickly gel together is very, very difficult, even at this level. So I would only be looking at West Ham. I would be trying to shop around, try to find a minus 110. That's the only way that I could look. I don't have a good feel on the goal line. Um, I think that you would be getting a nice bounce back West Ham side here, but possibly.
We got Mark saying West Ham's his banker of the weekend. On a nice bounce back there for Mark.
I don't hate it. I'd like some of those bounce back angles from those teams that going up here against a newbie like this, like you mentioned. They're just trying to get so many pieces to gel at one time, and West Ham already have the pieces and they're already gelled. So Newcastle, legitimately, if you go back and look at the highlights, they probably should have scored 5 on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that West Ham can throw, like, maybe West Ham team total over 1.5 -109.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
That one looks. I'm telling you, if you look at if there, the one film I think that stuck out the most on the highlights was like, wow, Newcastle really put it to Forest, and so that one could. I think I like that one.
What's this? Come on, you. He's got the hammer signal. What's that I stand
Yeah,
for?
come on, you hammers. I don't.
What's that? What's that? Come on, you. What is that? Help us out, Mark. What's your banker? Come on, you. It's not a hammer. You got the hammer symbol, but what is that I? Come on, Mark. Help us out. Then we got Spurs live jump in the chat. What's up, man? What's up,
Oh,
Jason? Oh,
irons.
iron.
Yep.
Right. Come on, you irons. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, let's move it over now here. We've got Chelsea versus Tottenham. By far, probably the best game of the weekend. I'm wondering, Matt, under 2.5, top 6, top 4 teams. You see under 2.5. We saw it in the first match week because remember the Premier League made a change to their schedule. Every match week you get a top 6 matchup. Last week was West Ham versus City, under 2.5 cash. I'm just wondering, do you just blindly bet this coming out of the gate? You just do under 2.5. It's got an incredible hit rate. We talked about it last year. It's already 1-0 so far this season. I like under 2.5. I don't know a lot of separation between these clubs. I think Chelsea's still struggling to score. We mentioned it last week. They're in the market to still try and find them a number 9 striker. I'm liking under 2.5.
I don't disagree. I would only want to be on unders here. Two defensive-minded managers, really, when you look at it, like Tuchel, the control with Conte and all of those pieces. They've got great defenders in that side. Spurs, not probably as solid defensively. Um, this head-to-head sticks out a little bit, Jason. Like, Tottenham haven't beaten Chelsea in a long, long time. Like, it's
I'm seeing the last 3 scored under 2.5.
so basically, there's been a couple of EFL like semis, so they played home and away against one another. And but if you look, all comps, Chelsea have won the last 5 of 6.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been beat. The last time Tottenham beat Chelsea was January 8th of 2019.
And a cup
So
team,
it's been a
too.
long time. I like Spurs. I think that's like looking at these teams when you look at the season preview too, Jason's like Spurs have taken that next step, I think, with some of their transfers. Chelsea have gone down a little bit, in my opinion. So maybe Spurs can like get something from this game. But yeah, I think that under 2.5 probably makes the most sense. I think that Spurs have a little bit more clinical edge. Like when you
Oh,
look at
yeah.
Son and Kane, where's the clinical edge in Chelsea? So yeah, I think that unders looks probably like the bet.
And since we've been here last, they got rid of one of their terrible guys from in front of the net. They did get rid of Werner. That's official. So they went Werner and Sterling. That was too many missed tap-ins for Tuchel's liking. So to your point, he sent Werner on back to Germany. So don't have to worry about that now. All right, one more game. It's Monday afternoon. Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. I think everybody's probably expecting a Liverpool bounce back. Lost the first game, coming to Anfield. Everybody remembers how Palace played against Arsenal. Really bad. They can't be worse. I mean, Palace can only be better. That was really poor with what they did. I think I'm going to get behind Liverpool probably in a team total perspective, but this game's not until Monday, so I have plenty of time to decide on how I want to back Liverpool. Feels like the right spot to get behind them at Anfield season opener, but it's not till Monday, so got some time to think about it.
Oh, I have absolutely nothing on this game. I want nothing to do with it. I don't think there's no value really. I think that Palace, I think that they still were able to hang around with Arsenal. They caused Arsenal some nervy times in that second half. There
A
was a couple
couple,
pretty
a
nice chances
couple.
for
I know.
Zaha and
Yeah,
Eze had a couple. Um, Ramsdale made some world class saves in that second half to keep Arsenal in the lead. And I know that Palace, just in general, have given Liverpool some tough times in the past. They've given them good competitive matches. Um, Not, I guess, recent. I guess it's been a little while since they have.
yeah, they haven't recently. Let me get thumped.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that Liverpool have won the last 1, 2, 3,
Dude, I'm just keep scrolling back. Where was the Liverpool?
10 straight for Liverpool in this.
Holy cow!
There's normally a decent amount of goals. 4, 3, 7, 4, 3, 7.
I'm liking their team total. I think at Anfield.
I
Like,
think that maybe, yeah, the way it would be in would just be like to bet like goals, like both teams to score and Liverpool to win. Like, would that be like the most value? But yeah, this is one that I know it sucks. And Monday, try to find something to get on. Like, I'm almost positive I'm not betting anything in that game. I don't like a thing unless it's like finding Mo Salah or something, like some like goal scorer to back. But yeah, I don't like anything in that match at all.
did you watch this preseason game in mid-July when they took on Palace and beat them
I
2-0?
saw
Did
some
you?
of the highlights. It
Oh,
was
okay.
in Japan, I think. It was really hot. It was just that first preseason match. But I'm
Okay.
telling you, I think that Palace, they've got some good defensive pieces. Like, I think they'll make life a little tough on Liverpool here. Like, that's actually like that's the one that maybe even interests me. Even ten times in a row, Liverpool have won, obviously. But what you're going to be able to get 2.25 here on the Asian line? Like, I would take Palace on the Asian line. I would take the head start. I really would. I don't think that Liverpool win this by like more than 3 goals. So let's see, 1.75, two. Crystal Palace +2 -125 doesn't interest me as much. Yeah, it's just a full pass.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I don't have the graphics just because I don't have the graphics. So in terms
Okay.
of bets that I'm actually bet and will give away, I am doing Villa on the clean sheet at +145. I don't see Everton doing much of anything, so I like Villa on the clean sheet. I'm doing Holland brace at +195 over on Barstools, and I'm doing City to score two plus goals in the first half at +124. So those are the three bets I have now. Definitely going to add to it. I agree with you. There's some nice spots for some other teams, some team totals there as well that we've kind of talked through. So yeah, I'll be adding some more. You guys see my Twitter information there on screen. Is there anything you want to that you've maybe bought and given out or
Yeah,
want to
the
give out?
one
Sorry.
that the one that the line hasn't moved, so I haven't locked it in yet. But I just don't expect it to move really much at all. But I think that my first bet that really stuck out to me the most was Wolves -1/4 at even money against Fulham at home. I think that that's kind of a nice bounce back spot. So there's that one. I kind of like a little bit of Villa on a bounce back spot at home.
Okay.
I liked the Holland to score with his left foot, parlayed with Arsenal to beat Leicester. I think that one. I know that sounds wacky, but when was the last time you saw Holland score anything but his left foot? Like, he is so left-footed. And then if he does get a penalty, obviously he's taking that with his left, so that would cash.
The last
I
time
think
I bet it, he scored with his right foot. That's how that works. When
I'm
I bet
telling,
it, he
like,
pulls out a header right on a corner or some
yeah, that
fluky
the
shit.
header would be the header's the worry there, but like I would probably even bet that like I'd bet that just as a solo single
I
against
mean, don't you
Bournemouth.
think? I was texting my buddy. He's ending up, I think, in this season north of 40 goals because if you
Yeah,
don't want to say he scores one a game, there's going to be games where he gets two against West Ham, a really good defense at home, and then there's going to be games against Bournemouth where he gets a hat trick. He's getting 40 plus goals in this league this season, without a doubt.
yeah, I think he is too. So there's those ones. I a little bit smaller, but I do like Leeds a bit +1/4 against Southampton.
Hmm.
I think that we had a good angle in terms of both teams to score in Brentford United. I think that one makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I'm doing under 2.5 too. Sorry, at -109. -109
Sure.
under 2.5 Chelsea Tottenham.
Chelsea Tottenham. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm on
So
that.
those ones, and then that was the other one. Like, those are the ones that to me right now make the most sense. So I'll try to finalize my card here and see what we can come up with for this week. But yeah, I like a few of those. I do.
Okay, and Matt and I will be on Pub Sports Radio tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to check us out over there, I'm sure by then you give us 24 more hours. We'll have both added bets to ours and maybe round out an entire card. And also on that show, Pub Sports Radio, we'll do another anytime goal scoring parlay. Missed it last week. Vardy didn't come through for us. I thought when Salah scored late, I was like, oh, we're getting a gift. This is going to cash. And then Vardy let us down. But we'll cook up another anytime goal scoring parlay tomorrow on that show as well.
Yeah, this week is a little tough. I don't have too much of a feel other than Holland's left boot. So we'll see. We'll see what we can come up with.
Okay, cool. All right, that's what we'll do it, guys. All right, enjoy your match week number 2. We'll be back again next Thursday, same time. We'll see you then, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jason.